from Anchor Bay Entertainment comes a new, to me, documentary. It's actually from 2016, but it's fresh on Blu-ray. Long Live the King by Frank Dietz and Trish Geiger, the people who brought you the excellent documentary on Bob Burns entitled Beast Wishes, which, as I record this, was released not very long ago by Anchor Bay. This is a documentary. It's a Blu-ray. It is 67 minutes long, so it's not a major time commitment. And this is a documentary about King Kong, about people who love King Kong. It is not, by no means is this a definitive beat by beat how King Kong was created in the making of every film about King Kong. This, very much like Beast Wishes, is I don't want to call it a fan documentary, but it is a documentary made by fans of King Kong, featuring fans of King Kong, but they're very notable fans of King Kong, including but not limited to Joe Dante, Greg Nicotero, Bob Burns, Dana Gould, and many other actors, effects artists, filmmakers, graphic artists, you name it. And it's them basically telling the very overall story of King Kong and what it was like to discover King Kong, the character, the movies. They talk about King Kong Escapes, the 76 Kong, the Peter Jackson Kong, the animated Kong, various other things. Again, it's only 66 minutes, so it's not terribly in-depth about any of these, but you do get facts anecdotal facts that these people have learned through their passion of King Kong about how these various incarnations came to be, and some little making of and behind the scenes tidbits, and also how King Kong and their love of the giant hairy beast influenced their own lives and work, and how it inspired these various people. Like some of the effects people you'll see are next to either sculptures of King Kong or gorilla suits or animatronic gorillas and things like that. And it's a lot of fun. I really enjoyed this. This is the kind of thing where if you are a fan of King Kong or old monster movies, you'll enjoy this. And the people who speak are very engaging. There's a lot of funny stories and funny takes on things. It is not mocking in any way, but it's really a lot of fun. If you like Beast Wishes and you like Bob Burns, you're going to see more Bob Burns in this. Bob Burns was the guy, if you didn't know, who was himself a gorilla suit actor. He was Tracy on the live-action 70s Filmation Ghostbusters show, but he also was friends with a lot of Hollywood sci-fi makeup effects artists, creature creators, and things like that. And he had amassed a gigantic collection of actual props from films. And the original armature, which was let's say the skeleton of the actual stop motion King Kong that was used in the 33 film. Over the years, all the foam rubber and fur and all that fell off, but the original skeleton remained, and he was the owner of that. So he is in this. If you like Beast Wishes, you'll want to watch this. And really, if you like King Kong, this is for you. This is, one of the things that was interesting to me as well is that they mention, various people say how they first saw it, whether it was the $1 Million movie in New York or something in LA or whatever it was. And one of the participants mentions Creature Double Feature. Now, I really should have worn my Creature Double Feature TV shirt today, my t-shirt today, because that was what got me into monster movies as a kid. Growing up in New Hampshire, watching Boston's WLVI TV 56, Saturday afternoons, it was Creature Double Feature. It was 2 monster movies. That's how I saw the Godzilla films. That's how I saw the Kong films. That's how I saw probably the Hammer films too, I think, all kinds of stuff. That's what made me somebody who loves monster movies and ultimately horror movies and retro drive-in kind of stuff. So to see that get mentioned, I thought was really cool. They showed a couple of TV guide ads for Creature Double Feature and a piece of work by my friend, the late great Sean Harder, who used to do artwork for a horror host show that I did years ago. So that was kind of cool for me personally. So are there extras? Yes, there are. There are just 2 extras. One I really liked and one was not really for me. The first thing is called Monster Kid Manor, and it's 3 episodes of what is, it's black and white. It was fairly recently produced, probably produced roughly around the time of this documentary. So let's say 2015, 16, 17, somewhere like that. Don't quote me on that. And it features a lot of people who are in this documentary, fellow fans of monster movies, some effects artists, some actors, some just super fans. It's got Bob Burns in it. It's got Dana Gould in it. And it's basically this little faux sitcom, spoof of sitcoms from the 50s that is about, think of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, but all of the inmates are just super duper monster movie fans from the 50s and 60s. And that's basically what you got. It's very corny. I didn't really enjoy it. I enjoy the intent and the spirit of it, and the fact that they wove in old commercials and TV ads and trailers for the kind of stuff I love from the Monster Kid era. But it totals in 31 minutes total. That's with Frank Dietz's introduction as to what it is and the 3 segments in the credits. It really feels like it was probably made to show at the Monster Bash conference that happens every year, where they award the Rondo Awards, which is classic horror film awards every year for the best, not necessarily classic, but the best magazine cover, the best magazine, the best horror TV episode. It's like a horror award for super fans. And they really lean heavily into referencing the Rondos. So it made me really feel like maybe this was shown during that ceremony, or made to be shown at that convention, where everybody there knew each other and knew the people in it and got all the jokes and all that. At any rate, that is there. The thing that really I enjoyed on this was an 18-minute mini documentary by Michael Kallio called Ape Suit Cinema. Apparently there's a website or a Facebook group called Ape Suit Cinema that's about movies and TV where there's a guy in a gorilla suit. This is a really good, if short, documentary about, so it's one narrator, some interviews with people as well, like the main Long Live the King documentary here, a lot of clips, and it just talks about the evolution of ape suits in movies from the early days of movies like White Pongo up through, Kong 76 and things like that. It's done with a lot of winking humor, but not mocking humor, which to me is very important, and a lot of love. And it's I really liked it. I could go for a feature-length doc or even a book about that. They get into the various actors who played, who were like well-known, often hired ape suit actors, the style of their suits, how much they did or didn't actually look like a real gorilla, their style of performance. It's really good. So overall, I would very much recommend Long Live the King on Anchor Bay, Blu-ray, and probably streaming somewhere, if you are into giant monster movies, gorillas, or most specifically, King Kong.